Learning how to be still, to really be still and let life happen, that stillness becomes a radiance. 80. If you're not living on the edge, then you're taking up a little too much space. A single mom who's working 2 jobs and still finds time to take her kid to soccer practices, that's a miracle. Apathy is the solution. It's easier to steal what you want than it is to earn it. It's easier to beat a child than it is to raise it. Hell, love costs. It takes effort and work. As long as you feel like a victim, you are one. As you grow in this business, you learn how to do more with less. Attacking people with disabilities is the lowest display of power I can think of. Challenge yourself. It's the only path which leads to growth. Did you just call me old? I really prefer the words experienced. Discipline is not the enemy of enthusiasm. Don't be different just for difference sake. If you see it differently, function that way. Follow your own muse, always. Dr. Martin Luther King is not a black hero. He is an American hero. Every man has his breaking point. Finding joy is probably tantamount to finding yourself and being comfortable in your own skin. Forgiveness liberates the soul. It removes fear. That is why it is such a powerful weapon. Get busy living or get busy dying. Hope can be a dangerous thing. How do we change the world? One random act of kindness at a time. I always tell my kids, if you lay down, people will step over you. But if you keep scrambling, if you keep going, someone will always give you a hand. Always. But you gotta keep dancing. You gotta keep your feet moving. I'm going to stop calling you a white man, and I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I can say that life is good to me, has been and is good, so I think my task is to be good to it. How do you be good to life? You live it. I do know there are a lot of people who seem to be in my corner, and that's, of course, wonderful. I'm really more interested in the nomination than in the award, because I think the nomination just puts you within a group of outstanding actors. I find I'm so excited, I can barely sit still or hold a thought in my head. I think it's the excitement. Only a free man can feel a free man at the start of a long journey whose conclusion is uncertain. I hope I can make it across the border. I hope to see my friend and shake his hand. I have to remind myself that some birds aren't meant to be caged. Their feathers are just too bright, and when they fly away, the part of you that knows it was a sin to lock them up does rejoice. I like to think the last thing that went through his head other than that bullet. I once heard a wise man say there are no perfect men, only perfect intentions. If someone prays for patience, you think God gives them patience? Or does he give them the opportunity to be patient? If someone prayed for the family to be closer, do you think God zaps them with warm, fuzzy feelings? Or does he give them opportunities to love each other? If you dream, you've got to dream that it's going to happen. Remember that. If you dream, you have to imagine that it will actually happen. If you live a life of make-believe, your life isn't worth anything until you do something that does challenge your reality. And to me, sailing the open ocean is a real challenge because it's life or death. If you want to see a miracle, be the miracle. If you're not living on the edge, then you're taking up a little too much space. If your life turns out to be good and you have a tremendous amount of luck in your life, it's a good thing to turn around and make it work for others. Is listening important? I can't think of a single walk of life where it wouldn't be. Life doesn't offer you promises whatsoever, so it's very easy to become, or whatever happened to. It's great to be wanted. I spent a few years not being wanted, and this is better. Never let pride be your guiding principle. Let your accomplishments speak for you. Once you've gotten the job, there's nothing to it. If you're an actor, you're an actor. Doing it is not the hard part. The hard part is getting to do it. One of the things you can always depend on. This is one of the truths of the universe, and you heard it first from here. Whatever we decide we want to do is what we do. People hear that and say I'm being modest, but I am not a modest person, but I have to be truthful about what I'm doing, and what I'm doing is channeling. Rugby is a very rough game, almost as rough as politics. Somebody once said to me after I dumped Impact, "What is it like to play a black president?" And I said, I didn't play a black president. I played a president. I just happened to be black. There's a difference. Stage is really hard work. You've got to do it every night, not like doing it once and walking away. Still, it can be more effective to accomplish what you need to accomplish with the minimum effort. Watch Anthony Hopkins. He doesn't appear to be doing anything. He is so still that you can't see him working, but you are drawn into his character through his very stillness.